from our Prior General in Rome. Dear Father O.Carm and brethren of the Pisian province, since we received the sad news of the death of Father Joachim Smith, we here in the Curia have received many messages of sympathy from all over the world. Indeed, the death of Father Smith has been a great loss for the community of Sant'Alberto in Rome, for the Institutum Carmelitanum, and for the whole Carmelite order in general. Even despite his age and the weakness of his health in the last few years, Father Joachim continued working enthusiastically in the field of Carmelite studies, and he had many projects in hand for the future. Thus, I have asked Father Raul Maraví as Consular General for the Americas to formally represent myself and the members of the General Council at his funeral liturgy. Father Joachim never lost his great sense of humor, and any time we met in the last month, he used to joke about football or about his age and his will to become the oldest friar in the order, but God had other plans for him. I recall with pleasure that during the final celebration of the last provincial chapter in Darien, we presented him with a single volume English version of his great work on the history of the order, The Mirror of Carmel. I think he was really delighted with that book and the applause he received on that occasion. That was a wonderful way of thanking him for his work and a sort of farewell. There is no need for me to state the importance of Father Joachim Smith with regard to Carmelite studies and the development of knowledge of our history. His 4 volumes, translated in many languages, as well as many other books and articles, have contributed to a great improvement of our self-knowledge, and therefore an impressive contribution to our Carmelite order and to the Carmelite family in general, all around the world. We cannot forget either that he was for some years general assistant and helped in the regular government of the order, together with many other services in Sant'Alberto, as well as his own province. But perhaps the most important thing that Father Joachim leaves us is a great example of fraternity and simplicity, as well as his continuous and generous work for the order. Silent, tenacious, in love with his work, prayerful and joyful, able to live with brethren of other cultures and very different age and sensibility. Joachim has been a great example for many generations of Carmelites, living as he did in Sant'Alberto during the last 6 decades. Last time I was talking with him after the provincial chapter of June last, we were talking about his translation of some scholarly writings of Blessed Titus Grazman and about the history of spirituality. He felt very proud of the fact that Father Titus was at his profession in 1935 and signed the document of his profession. May Our Lady of Mount Carmel and all the Carmelite saints whose lives and biographies were so deeply studied by Father Joachim introduce him into the loving and tender presence of God our Father. Yours in Carmel, Fernando Millán, Prior